Fat women are not here to be your secret booty calls. We're not here for that. It is 2022. You are taking us on a date, giving us a fucking meal, and we're here to be seen. That's it.
Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about dating as a plus-sized woman. This is an interesting conversation because I've been seeing videos of women sharing their experiences, the good, the bad, the ugly of dating as a bigger woman, as a fat woman, as a plus-sized woman, you know, whatever you feel more comfortable with. And I think for me, a lot of women, you know, they have this expectation that they should get the benefits of women that are not, you know, plus sized. And I think when they go into the dating market and they see that they are not getting that result, they act surprised. And which for me is surprising because life is all about, or the dating market in general is all about what the other group wants. You know, most men in general are not attracted to really, really big women. So this idea that, you know, there is this large, no pun intended, market for plus sized women just waiting, just men waiting for them is beyond me. I think this is propaganda. But anyway, I'm not going to talk too much. I'll let the video play out. And at the end of the video, I'll give you my thoughts and we can wrap this up. Enjoy.
I was supposed to have a first date tonight, and he just unmatched me on Bumble, so I guess we're not going to get drinks anymore. But I thought I would show you guys my outfit so somebody saw it, because I know I'll get questions. My dress is from Eloquii, but I got it from D&Co. My jacket is from ASOS, and my boots are Topshop. It's a cute look. His loss.
My boyfriend just called me, okay? He said, tomorrow we have dinner plans. I made a reservation. Please wear something that'll show off your curves. I'm over 200 pounds. I'm over 250 pounds. My whole body is a curve. Let me tell you something. This man is not ashamed of my body, not even an ounce. He flaunts me like I'm Kim Kardashian. He acts like I'm Beyonce. It's literally insane. In the summer, this man begs for me to wear a string bikini. If I walked out the door naked, he would love it. I guess the ass and titties are out tomorrow night, baby.
Plus size dating. Let's talk about it while I put some makeup on. First off, let me start by saying that dating is hard and a very vulnerable thing, no matter what size you are. Let's start even before you go on a first date, right? The hype leading up to it. You constantly fixate on, are they going to think I'm fat? One thing I've learned that's helped me switch my mindset with this is that just like you have a type, you are somebody's type. Let that sink in. Which I understand is hard to come to terms with because we've been told our whole life that our body is not lovable. When I was dating, people would always tell me, don't think about if they like you. Think about if you like them. Like, I don't want to hear that. To me, that wasn't helpful in any way because you physically cannot help but worry about if they like you. You're dating. I'm going to share some things that were actually helpful to me when I was dating. Make sure they have seen some form of you that's most up to date. Whether that's like a picture on your dating profile that's full body or on FaceTime before you go on the date. For me, that just took some pressure off because it's like, you already knew what I looked like before I got there. Also, this might seem super simple, but wear a color that does not show sweat. Because you're going to be nervous and you're probably going to be sweating. And the last thing you need to worry about is if your sweat stains are showing. And one last thing. The size in your jeans is the least interesting thing about you.
Dating as a fat girl is so weird because I kind of assume that like most like athletes and gym bros would like be fat phobic or just not really into me. But then in my experience, the people who are also most fat phobic to me are like fat or chubby dudes. And I'm like, I didn't care. I don't have a body type preference, but it's just crazy that they're the ones fat shaming you the most. And it's like, babe, you just don't love yourself. And meanwhile, in my DMs are like all the athletes and the gym bros, which I'm like, shit, I don't mind. At least you can carry me. That's pretty cool. But I don't know. It's just crazy. Has anyone else noticed this? What is this weird phenomenon? Like, what?
I never thought I would be crying on the internet, but I just am feeling so defeated and I want to feel like I'm not alone. This woman from my school got engaged today. And of course, that's amazing. Like, so happy for her. But it just highlights the fact that, like, I've never had a boyfriend at all. And I'm like, I'm almost 30 years old. Like, when is this shit gonna happen for me? And, like, I'm fat. I know I'm fat. People want to have sex with me, but no one has ever, like, courted me or, like, taken the actual time to get to know me. And it just makes me feel so, like, unworthy. I don't know how to explain it, but it's like, it's Houston, it's Sunday right now. I'm like, oh, I should go out to Sunday Fun Day. But just the fact, like, I know I'm fat, like, people aren't gonna view me the same. I'm like, why would I go out if I'm not gonna get approached or XYZ? Because, like, I'm not even a drinker, I'm a smoker, and I don't have anyone to go out with. So I feel like if I do go out, it's gonna be for, like, a social reason or, like, to meet someone. And I don't want to go out there just for no one to approach me and I'm just standing there looking fucking stupid by myself. Like, I don't know, this shit is really hard. It's like, I feel like I'm fat, I'm black, and I'm tall. So I feel like no one's really checking for me, and that's just really hard. Like, I've always been the fat friend, and I just don't know. Like, nothing ever good happens for the fat friend. I consider myself to be pretty confident sometimes, but I'm just feeling, like, paralyzed right now with, like, anxiety and like, why am I even gonna get dressed up and put effort into going out if I'm just gonna be, like, invisible to everybody there? It's probably just in my head, but this is really painful and I'm struggling with it.
You are a curvy girl and you're dating right now. I need you to listen to me. I have been there and I know that, like, it can be discouraging. It can feel harder than it does feel for your skinny friends. And sometimes you're just like, unless you're curvy and you're dating men, I just feel like sometimes other women just don't get it. But I don't want you to get discouraged because I am 5'11". So I am tall and I am curvy. I weigh like 220 pounds. And I literally met the man of my dreams last year. He is amazing and he is also hot. Okay? So all I'm saying is, like, let myself be an example for you that it is out there, it is possible, and you don't need to settle.
As I was speaking with my friends today, let me just say this. All of my friends are average skinty girls. I'm the only plus size friend out of all my friends. They were telling me about, like, their dating life and how they're going on all these different dates with these men. And they're like, well, what about you? What about me, babe? Men don't ask fat women on dates. They don't even approach us in public. Like, they hit us in the DM after they see us in the gym. This is not to say that I can't go on dates or that nobody wants to go on dates with me, but to be approached in public and have that, like, organic connection with a man is very rare as a plus size woman. Everything starts in the fucking DMs. So yeah, I just had that realization today that all my friends will never feel what I feel because they're not fat. And that's okay, but damn, you hoes don't get it.
Quick story time. So I go on a date with this guy. I meet him on this dating app for big girls. It's called Woo Plus. Anyways, he is so fine. Like, dark chocolate bar fine. He's from Paris. He's a designer making 6 figures at least. I'm a model. We go hand in hand, right? So he takes me out to this restaurant in Tribeca, Lower East Side, Manhattan. The steak comes out to perfection. So delicious. Afterwards, he takes me walking around the pier. So I'm thinking, okay, we're going to get snuggly. And he can't stop talking about his ex. That totally ruined it for me. I literally had to let him go. He's off the roster. He's booted. May not have worked this time, but I still have another date from Woo Plus. Let me know if you guys want to see a part 2. Bye!
Yesterday, my boyfriend and I celebrated our 1-year anniversary, and I thought this would be the perfect time to tell you guys a story about how I am his first plus-size girlfriend. I met my boyfriend in the beginning of 2023. We knew pretty instantaneously that we were going to be each other's person, although we weren't official in February when we met. At this point, my boyfriend started talking to all his friends and family about me and saying, oh my gosh, like, this is going to be my girlfriend. Like, I'm telling you guys this right now, like, she's mine, like, this is the one. And I was kind of crazy and was doing something similar, but really just to my friends. I also have a really bad track record of thinking everyone was the one, but I knew this one was different. But everyone's like, she cries wolf, she says this all the time, but like, I knew this one was different. Fast forward to the summertime of last year when we were dating at this point and things were going really, really well. And we were becoming more comfortable with each other and opening up about, you know, what our friends thought, what our families thought when we decided to get together. In May, we were freshly dating and he had gone to a wedding for his cousin and was telling everyone like, oh my gosh, like, this many girl, like, and I had no idea that he felt so fondly of me. And he said that one thing that his family and friends kept asking was, are you sure you want to date a big girl? Like, you know, she's a big girl, right? This is the first time in my life as a plus size woman I've dated, and someone's been just so open about what their peers and family have thought. I think at first it created a little insecurity in me because I'm like, if everyone around you was thinking these things, like, what are you thinking? And he's like, I have no problem with it. I've just never dated a plus size girl. Like, I don't really know to think anything different, but apparently like a lot of people around me are having concerns. This is also where it's really lucky just to have a secure man who knows what he wants and, you know who he's with. But a lot of the friends and family's concerns were incredibly superficial. What kept coming up, I think we had this conversation like 2 or 3 times. And finally, like the second or third time, I was like, let's just have a conversation about it. Because I've never been with someone where, you know, this was just an open conversation we had. Like if they're friends, I didn't even think their friends would have said anything, probably Delulu on my end. I told him I was appreciative he was bringing this up to me because it made me realize all the times I was dating people and they never said anything when these conversations were probably happening behind their backs and they didn't want to address it with me. People's concerns were really aesthetic. And this was coming from his friends. Like, do you want to be seen with a big girl? Like, are you sure that's a route you want to go? Like, you're a good looking guy. You can get with another girl. And my boyfriend's response to everyone was, oh my gosh, do you not see how beautiful she is? Like, she's so amazing. Like, he was on my defense before I think he even knew what he was actually doing when he was sticking up for me. At the time they were so stuck on my appearance, they didn't even want to know anything about the person my boyfriend was interested in. He likes to describe it. People were just placing a lot of their own projections and feelings onto him. He didn't really care because he's going to do what he wants to do. Again, a secure man. But he said it was just a lot of projection because people would say things like, aren't you worried about her size? When in reality he wasn't, and they would be. It's kind of funny knowing a lot of these people now and loving them as who they are and how they interact with me. But they were really concerned, like, if he wanted to go down this route. It was probably the most vulnerable conversation we had in the early stages, because one of his concerns was, I know that having weight on can affect a pregnancy. I would like to have an easier pregnancy. I said, plus size people get pregnant all the time, have very healthy pregnancies. But a lot of times doctors aren't always on the plus size person's behalf, maybe not get the care and attention they need because they can just blame it on their weight. I also said that being plus size and pregnant will probably lead to an automatic high-risk pregnancy. But I was able to give him resources just online of people who have had successful plus-size pregnancies. That's him texting me right now. In hindsight, I'm really grateful that was his only concern because that was my concern too. And I was very open about that on YouTube when I decided to get weight loss surgery. I was like, I just want the easiest pregnancy possible when the time comes. I want a lot of kids. He wants the same exact number of kids. I also had to educate in the process too. Dating my current boyfriend has also made me realize just the types of men I've dated in the past. That one, these were probably conversations they were having with their friends and family, and they just never brought it up to me, which makes me feel like, well, what were you saying or thinking back? Trying to protect me, or you were agreeing with them, petty reasons I couldn't go over to someone's place or not meet the parents, and the things I settled for, not knowing why, and also not wanting to assume, especially because a lot of assumptions come from insecurities, but just really having an honest thought with myself, like, I'm not offended this person's being so open with me because why was no one else this open with me? This is really different for me too because I was used to getting comments like, oh, well, you know, I've dated a big girl before. Like, who asked? Like, we're not a different species. Like, who asked if you dated a big girl before? Or on the other end of the stick, you're dealing with people who have like big girl fetishes and you have to deal with that. As an influencer, I feel like there's an extra asterisk. There was one contender. He was awesome. He was amazing. And on paper, he seemed fine. But he was after all my influencer friends on Instagram. I do appreciate this experience of being with someone who hasn't been with a plus size girl because it doesn't feel like a thing. I feel like with people who've dated big girls, like they're branded as that's their preference or we're having conversations about it. I have nothing against the teddy bear guys. I just haven't dated many. I've dated maybe 1 or 2, but the one teddy bear guy I did date, his automatic assumption was that we were going to be this Instagram plus size couple. Like I was such a branded commodity that he just was like, oh, look, we could be like these people. I'm like, I don't want to be like these people. I just want to be in a relationship and we're on a date. What's going on? I'm really happy also in my circumstance that there was no convincing. I think the worst thing you can do is like prove yourself to a man that you're worthy. Call me old school. I think women are the prize. I feel like we're the ones who deserve to be chased. And there's a lot of stereotypes around plus size women that we're easy or anyone can get with us or we're just here for sex when that's simply just not true. I feel really good that I didn't have to prove myself to someone who was slimmer, who looks really good, who still chased me and saw me for my worth aside from me being a plus size girl. I never really saw bigger girls getting taken care of and not splitting 50-50 and living these traditional, more content lives. And I didn't think that was something that I was going to be able to do because I had to show up for myself, take care of myself because that lifestyle wasn't applicable to someone like me. God just put us in a position to beat the odds. Like these are not the normal circumstances for big girls just because that's the box you've been put in media, in movies and TV shows. You don't always have to be the joke. I don't even know how movies like Designated Ugly Fat Friend were even made. If you're a big girl, you're meant to be more than the duff. I hated the stereotype that just because you're a bigger girl, you have to be funny. And I often still sometimes use being funny as a mechanism to make up for where I feel inadequate. But the thing is, I'm not even like a naturally funny person. Like I can tell jokes, but a lot of the times they're just sarcasm rooted in insecurities. And that's not really funny. So I just stopped making those kind of jokes. I like nice things. I like romance. I like being taken care of. I like going on nice dates. I was really happy to enter adulthood in this body positivity era. At the end of the day, it instilled this confidence in me that I simply just didn't have. Another thing that helped my whole situation is I didn't lead with my body size. I feel like being plus size is definitely a part of my identity, but it's not my whole identity. I firmly believe what gave me the best shot at getting in a really healthy relationship was showing up as me. I feel like sometimes I used to parade around my weight or get it out the way first just so we can get the elephant in the room out the way. But then I realized once I was so much more than what my physical appearance was, there was no need to do that because someone would come along and just see me for me because I saw me for me. And it happened. I am also an incredibly big believer that there is someone for everyone. You show up as you and not the caricature that someone made you. God doesn't make mistakes.
Hey everyone, so recently I got ghosted for like the millionth time, and it just made me feel like a type of way. And I don't know, I wrote like this journal entry, and I just feel like I don't want to like sit in this by myself, so I thought I would share some of it and like see if anyone can relate, or I don't know, I just want to share. So let's see, where do I want to start? I want to be in a relationship so bad. I'm just so ready for it, but it's a bad time for it. Still so scared that I'll never find someone. Maybe I'm just destined to spend all my days alone, forever. Might never find love. Maybe I'm just not the lovable type. I'm just not meant to experience that part of life, I guess. Maybe I'm not as great as I always thought. People just don't see in me what I see. I just have to live with that. I'm not the kind of girl guys fall in love with. I'm not the kind of girl that I'm the type of girl that brings disappointment to their eyes on a first date. I'm the ugly friend that hot girls keep around to make them look even hotter. I'm not the kind of girl that men used to go to war for. I'm the spinster in every period film. I'm the girl they would have accused of being a witch for just being different. I'm the girl that gets told that no one will ever want to be with her by a man on a night out. I am not the girl who gets the guy. I'm the girl that watches every single person she likes fall in love with someone else. I'll never hear a man say I love you or get married, but will watch it happen to all my friends. I'm not the girl men fall in love with. I'm the only one they feel bad for. So that's what I wrote, and I don't know, like it's maybe a little bit dramatic, but like that's how I was feeling. I was feeling like really in my feelings, and you know, I don't know if like all of that is like, you know, how I truly feel, you know what I mean, or if it was just like because I was upset, like I don't know. I just feel like, you know, part of me doesn't believe those things, and then the other part of me does. Like sometimes I feel like I truly will like be alone for the rest of my life, and like that's not what I want for myself, but like I wish I could be the person that was just happy no matter what, you know, like if I find someone or not. Like I wish I could be okay with that, but like if I'm honest with myself, like I wouldn't be. And I don't know, it's just so hard to feel like that. But then there's the other part of me that's like, oh well, like you will find someone, and then you'll tell them about the time that you thought you'd never find them, and then it'll be like so nice, you know, just to talk about this time that you were so wrong about never finding someone. So I don't know, I feel like there's still that part of me that's like not giving up, and I don't plan on giving up, but like I don't know, there's times where I feel like, why am I doing this? Being a plus size girl in the dating scene, and I'm almost 30, like I turned 29 in August, like next year I'll be 30, and I'm just like, I thought I'd have certain things by now that I just don't have. And I don't know, that's just how I've been feeling, and I've had like a whole week alone in my house while my parents are in London. It's been a little over a week, almost 2 weeks. They come back tomorrow night, but yeah, so I've had a lot of time to like be on my own and think about stuff, and like in some ways I kind of spiraled quite a bit, like thinking, oh my god, like, you know, and just kind of being in my feelings, and because like I was supposed to have a date while they were gone, and then like he canceled on me, rescheduled, and then promised it would be another day, and then he unmatched me on Tinder, and then ghosted me, so through text, and so yeah, so I don't know, that's what kind of triggered that for me. Like that's happened twice in the past like month. So yeah, that's just how I've been feeling, and I don't know why I wanted to share this. I just like, I guess I want to feel like maybe less alone, or kind of not sit with this by myself, you know. This is definitely the most vulnerable thing I've ever put on the internet, and I haven't even decided if I'm going to put this up yet, because it is very personal, but like, I don't know. I would kind of want to hear that I'm not alone. I would want someone else to post something like this, because it would make me feel seen. So maybe if you can relate a little bit, maybe this will help, that you're not the only one struggling to date, and it is actually hard out here. So yeah, I guess that's it. Thanks for hearing me ramble about my dating problems. Okay, bye.
It doesn't matter how old you get. It never hurts less. So, a little update. I've been talking to the guy since early May, over 2 months, and we had a few dates, and I thought it went really well. We have everything in common. He texts me all day, every day. Same shared values, same life goals, same interests, really good banter. And he told me that I was smart and funny, and he told me that I was beautiful, which is the first time it's ever happened in my whole life. And we went on a few dates, and then we were talking, and he just said he's really concerned that of my lack of physical activity, and I guess he's been trying to convince himself to find me attractive because I had such a good personality. And I told him that I didn't think that he should have to convince himself to find me attractive, and that I'm happy with my body, and it's okay if other people aren't. And it's really hard. I know it's the right thing, and I do believe that. It just is never easier. When you're dating and you're plus sized, it never really gets easier. And I'm sharing this because I, of course, turned to my girlfriends, but I forgot for a minute that they're all very beautiful and thin, and they've never had guys on the internet or just in life to their face tell them that they were ugly before. And so I know that there's a lot of other people like me on TikTok, because I've seen a lot of you, and it's okay if it hurts, and you're not alone. And I really hope that one day we can get beyond fat phobia, and maybe I'll meet someone.
Let's talk about dating as a fat girl. I'm a fat girl that was married, got divorced, and is back on the market. It quite literally feels like a market. I'm open to meeting people both in person, but I'm also on dating apps. And y'all, there was one day in particular where I was like, oh, I'm seeing the same person on a few apps. And I was like, wait, you are the same person that's on a few apps. I used to be very insecure about dating, and oddly enough, Pop the Balloon cured that for me. Seeing women who I deemed as extremely desirable, extremely beautiful, still be rejected altered something in my brain chemistry. I had to realize I'm genuinely not going to be everyone's type, but that's actually okay. Like, why am I existing in the world where I want everyone to find me attractive or everyone to want to date me? Like, I don't even want everyone. Once I conquered my fear of being rejected, in walks the fear of being desired. Like, how can you be afraid of being rejected but then also be scared when someone actually wants you? It's because I didn't believe they actually wanted me. But who's the problem there? Not the person, me. I was always looking for an ulterior motive, like, why do you actually want to date me? And I feel like that really hindered me and stopped me from being able to be present and enjoy the moment. Looking into every situation, almost kind of looking for a problem, but then also trying to predict how things would end were my biggest struggles. Y'all don't know how many times I was sending a, yeah, this is not gonna work for me text, simply because I was like, well, he didn't text me first thing in the morning, so I feel like he don't want me, so I'm gonna just end it now before he ended with me. And now that I'm saying it out loud, I realize that's also my fear of rejection. Not defaulting to this isn't working because of my size or they're not interested because of my size, honestly, is the hardest thing for me to unlearn. But I'm trying, and that's all I can do. And this is where my list of non-negotiables has come in. And I feel like the list is consistently being adjusted as I meet new people. And that's when it clicked for me. Like, that's the point of dating. Yes, dating is about getting to meet other people, potentially finding your person. What I have personally enjoyed about dating right now is that I'm actually getting to know myself. I'm seeing my deficits. I'm seeing where I'm strong at. I'm seeing places where I thought I was secure and I'm like, wait, actually, no, I'm insecure. Or, wait, I thought I wanted that, but that's not really non-negotiable for me. Like, if I don't have that, I'm okay. Like, I'm learning more about myself as I meet other people. This may be super niche, but something I have learned as I am dating is to not tell my mother anything. I'm so sorry, because every time I tell you about somebody, you ask me, am I gonna marry them? What's next? You're asking too many questions. And I'm just telling you, I'm talking to a person, and all of a sudden our lives are planned. Our first kid's name is being put together. Like, I cannot. I'm going to take it a step further and say I'm not even really telling my friends because I want to learn how to trust my own voice. This doesn't mean that I won't let them know when I'm going on a date because safety and like online dating, but what it means is that when issues come up or when I feel uncomfortable or when I'm trying to figure out if I like something, if I don't like something, I'm not going to seek their opinion. I have a therapist and I have myself. And I could talk to God, especially once I realized that something that could be a non-negotiable for me is something that someone else felt like wasn't a problem and vice versa. I wish I learned sooner. Like, there's going to be someone for you, but there's also going to come people who are not interested in you. And it may be because of your size, but it also may not be. Second, whatever you are insecure about is not something you can project onto someone else. Just because you're not comfortable in your body does not mean that someone that you're talking to is also going to be uncomfortable with your body. Regardless of where you're meeting people, try to have fun in the dating process, but more importantly, focus less on the person you're dating and on who you are, what you like, and learning more about yourself. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you're dating and how it's going, because I want to know the tea too.
This is for my fat women and fat women only. So if you're not fat, keep scrolling. If you're in denial about being fat, the door. I'm not doing this with y'all today. You're beyond help. Hold on. Are they gone? All right, now, fatties, gather around. I need y'all to lock the fuck in and fast. Because we're losing the plot. Tip number 1. I know a headshot. Hate to see some of y'all come in. If you're going to be on these dating apps, post full body pictures. And I'm not just talking about 1 or 2. I need you to clock it from every angle. Because that's exactly what he going to be doing when he show up to meet your big ass. I don't want to roll left uncaptured. Do you hear me? Let's not leave any room for confusion. And every time your weight experiences a drastic change, show shit the photos on your account. Swap them out. We want to keep everything as updated as possible. Okay, head and shoulders? Tip number 2. Stay the hell away from the I want to try a big girl men. They don't know what they want. They're experimenting. And are you a science project? Are you a Sam's Club sample? These be the main ones you got to worry about when it comes to men not wanting to date you publicly. Y'all be thinking that shit cute, wanting to be a nigga first big girl, huh? Don't piss me off. Tip number 3. Turn my mic up for this one. Is this thing on? If you are still insecure about being big, abort mission. Baby girl, you are not ready to date. You looking for somebody to love you? Sweetheart, you ain't gotta look too far. I got a mirror right here. It is so unrealistic to expect somebody to give you what you ain't even got for yourself. When it comes to dating, I believe that we should be showing up as representatives of the best versions of ourselves. And although the best version of you doesn't require any weight to be lost, it does, however, call for you to be confident in knowing who you are and what you want for yourself. Because what we don't need is you subconsciously projecting your apprehensiveness onto that man. Now he turned off and you hollering, oh, it's so hard dating as a fat girl. Nah, it's hard for you, and you're making it harder. Don't speak for me, please, because I get niggas. Do you hear me? Yeah. Finish working on you, boo-boo, because these men ain't going nowhere. I promise you. Tip number 4, and ladies, this is where we're going to land our plane. Go where you are celebrated, not tolerated. It's cool being out and bumping into a man in the crowd that just so happens to like big girls. But could you imagine what it's like being in a place that's packed with niggas who would worship you in that wide-ass waist? Let me cook. You not for the streets? You a homebody? I got you. Check out some of these plus-size dating apps and websites. Oh, you trying to be outside? Get into these BBW groups, especially on Facebook, and go to these BBW events. There are tons of them. Long story short, you're gonna get out whatever you put in whenever it comes to dating. At all times, use your discernment. Do not go into this with a victim mindset. Because, baby, you're a volunteer. Come on, say it with me. I am not a victim. I am a... You're damn right you are. I hope my tips help some of y'all. I really do. Now get on out here and make me proud. I want these niggas bagged and toe tagged.
So I went on a date with this nigga, and while we was on a date, I went to the bathroom before the waitress had came, cause I had to make sure everything was okay or whatever, cause I had to use the bathroom, stuff like that. I went to the bathroom, and when I came out, I guess the waitress never came. So I'm waiting, and I'm like, he's like, you ready to eat? And I was like, yeah, I'm ready to order. He was like, don't worry, I already ordered for you. I said, okay, but you didn't know what I wanted. He's like, oh, I know what you like. Trust me on this. I said, okay. So the food gets there, and he has this beautiful set of 16 all flat lemon pepper hots and some french fries. And I was sitting there waiting for my food to come. He said, just wait, it's coming. So I'm looking at him eat, and I'm like, okay, can I get a fry? He was like, no, your food is coming, just wait. I waited. He finished eating his food. And after he was done, I was like, the waitress never came. He was like, don't worry, they're coming right now. So then he did like this. He did the sign like this. So when the waitress got there, she brings over the check. And I was like, I didn't do my order. He was like, no, it's fine. They're gonna bring it. Don't worry. And the waitress was looking at him, and I was looking at him. And she was like, what do you want me to do? He was like, don't worry about it. Just go ahead and take the check. So when she brings back his change, he gets up. He's like, are you ready to go? I'm like, I didn't eat anything. He's like, trust me, you've had enough. Excuse me? Okay. That's why I won't be going on any dates. That's why I sit home and I eat Domino's and I just stay to myself, because I be damn. I be motherfucking damn. Somebody try that on me again.
But like, and my gut like was telling me, is like, this is gonna be the last time you talk to this man. Friends, we lost one. Let's take a moment of silence for Polo. Oh, so sad. Honestly, this one low-key kind of broke my heart a little bit. I'm just kidding. No, I'm really just kidding. We only been talking for a little, so it's whatever. Guys, I don't think I'm cut out for this dating thing, because like, I know it shouldn't be that serious. I shouldn't be taking things that deep, but this one kind of stung a little. So we went on that second date and it was good. In my gut, like in my intuition, like I had a feeling that he wasn't going to talk to me after. And honestly, there was really nothing to indicate that other than it was just like a weird feeling I was getting. So we ended up going to Chili's. We walked around a little bit, went to Chili's. Good conversation. He asked like such great questions. And he was asking really like deep questions too, not just like surface level stuff. So I'm like, okay. I guess the first red flag was we did not get a triple dipper. I think that might have been the first like red flag, you know what I mean? I got a chicken sandwich, it was really good. Also, he's never had their chips and salsa. So I feel like that's like a second red flag. I don't know. But anyway, no, I'm just kidding. Yeah, dinner was fine. And then we went on a walk again, and there's this like sitting area where we were, so we sat and we talked some more. And like, when I'm telling you, like, we were talking about spirituality, meaning of life, like, do you see yourself in 5 years, kind of stuff. Like, and I wasn't asking them, he was asking these really good questions. There wasn't like a lull at all. He went in for a kiss, gave me a kiss, like whatever, it was a good kiss, like. So, whatever, the night was good, walked me to my car, gave me another kiss, and that was it. And then, usually, because he works overnights, he texts me at like 3 in the morning, just like, my night's going well, hope you're having good sleep kind of stuff. I say usually, like, we've been talking forever. It's only been, what, like a week or change. I know, I need to get a grip with reality. I know that, I'm aware. Whatever. So, yeah, didn't get that text because I woken up and I got into the bathroom around 4 and I hadn't got a text. I'm like, this is weird. And then I wake up to a text at 7 a.m. He was like, hi, Kirsten. I just want to start by saying I had such a lovely time, going on these past couple dates, getting to know you, whatever. And then he hits me with, I don't want to move forward for a couple reasons. And then it was like 2 reasons. The one main reason he like kept honing in on was like, he was like, you deserve so much better and I can't give that, and that's not fair, and I don't want to lead you on. That was like his second thing. He's like, I don't want to lead you on if I don't know where this is going and you want a serious relationship, and I just don't know. But like, I don't know, that kind of like really annoyed me, because not once did he ask like what I was actually looking for. We didn't ask that question at all. And that's kind of new for me because that's usually the first thing I ask. But I'm like, I want to start letting things go with the flow, kind of, you know what I mean? So neither of us asked that. He doesn't know what I want. Honestly, I don't know what I want. Like, I want a relationship, don't get me wrong, but like, I'm fine with just like dating and seeing. I'm not trying to put pressure on stuff, I guess, is what I'm trying to say this time around. I'm really not. And geez, this pimple is coming in. Anyway, so that kind of frustrated me because it's like he didn't even give me an option to like say that. So that makes me think that that's really not the reason why he stopped talking to me. I feel like he maybe just wasn't interested. Maybe he doesn't like big girls after all, which is fine. That could also just be my insecurity, but it doesn't make sense why he would stop talking to me after that, because the date went really well. And like I said, other than my intuition, there was no real other indicators of him like not being interested. Like, he went in for the kiss. You know what I mean? Like, why would you do that if you're not interested? So, no harm, no foul. I wish him the best. He's actually a genuinely nice guy. And I actually really appreciate that he did like message me that he didn't want to pursue anything further. So, you know, I am grateful for that. The reasoning I just feel is BS. Do you know what I mean? In other news, Cider is still around. We are still texting. Well, hopefully there'll be a date next week, so that'll be nice. Any other dating sites you guys recommend? I'm not a big fan of Hinge. I've done it before. Should I try Bumble? Do you guys want to help me set up a profile on Bumble? Or where in the wild can I meet guys? Yeah, guys, Polo's off the roster, and it's all right. Who knows? He did, you know. Yeah, that's all I'll say. He is a genuine nice guy. No, there will not be revenge. No hate towards anybody. And again, I do appreciate that he even took the time to message that, because again, guys don't do that typically. They just ghost. So I do really appreciate that. So we're not hating, but low-key a little sad, but it's okay. We're moving on. It is what it is. Thanks for following me and listening to me vent. Alright guys, bye.
Okay, I'm about to have a first date, and it's like a guy that I met online. I'm just gonna talk about something really fast just because I was talking to a skinny friend of mine, and I don't think it's ever happened to her. Whenever I go on like a first date with somebody I've met online, I am so nervous, and I try so hard. I'll post at some point like what my photos are on my online profiles, because I try so hard to make sure that they know I'm fat. I don't want it to be a question. I don't want it to be a surprise. I try really hard for them to know. I was talking to a friend about this, and she was like, oh my god, has somebody ever like said that? And like, I can think of a solid 2 to 3 times that someone has like gone and like showed up on the date, and they say something along the lines of, wow, it's like, you look different than I thought you would. Or one guy that I slept with, and then messaged me afterwards and said, you know what, I think that you just look different than I thought in person, after we slept together. So anyway, every time I'm about to go for a date, I am terrified. So, can you tell that I'm fat? Can you? Because I'm trying really hard to not freak out about the fact that like he could show up and be disappointed about what I look like. I know it's said all the time, especially on this app. I guess it depends who you're following, but like dating as a fat woman is incredibly stressful, and it's also just difficult and hurtful 99% of the time. Anyway, we'll see how this goes. I don't know.
So my entire life I've been told that my weight is going to be a factor in not finding love again. I've had one boyfriend my entire life. I'm 24. And we broke up literally, it was like back in high school. It was a high school relationship, and ever since then, I was 16, maybe 17, I have been told that because of my weight, I will never find love again, you know, by loved ones. And that's been something that has been really difficult for me, because I don't think I'm ugly. I mean, I might struggle with my self-image sometimes because of my weight, and I have hairy freaking arms, you know, things like that. Like, I struggle with that. But it's the fact that somebody else who doesn't even know me said it to me that has kind of made that extremely difficult to hear. This guy messaged my Snapchat, said he saw me on Tinder. I know, my first mistake, I have my Snapchat on my Tinder. And he just simply said, or asked, how much I would charge for a hookup. And when I stated that I was not interested and that I was not looking for that, he told me that I was tall and I was fat and no guy is going to want to be with me. And that has confirmed all of my fears. It has confirmed what everybody's always said to me. And I'll just never understand why my heart isn't good enough for somebody. You know, sure, like that guy is just some random guy. I don't know what he looks like. I don't know his name, nothing. But it's the fact that somebody said that to me that has no idea what kind of personality I have. I just don't know why I can't be good enough for anybody.
Hey y'all, so my name's Nori and I do a series on here called Growing Up the Fat Kid, Becoming a Plus Size Adult. And today I want to talk about dating as a plus size woman and, you know, just how it's been for me in this life in trying to navigate a love life, I guess. So every time I make these videos, people always ask me, can you talk about dating as a plus size woman? Can you talk about dating as a plus size woman? And I always kind of avoid the question because I am a very private person, first of all. And second of all, I haven't really had the best time dating. And I don't really have a dating life. But I can tell you what has made it so hard for me dating as a plus size woman. Hold on. Girl, I had to put on my glasses. I don't know who I was feeling like. I can't even see nothing. I know y'all see me squinting. Anyways, back to the subject matter. So, talking about dating as a plus size person, it's been so hard because I think the psyche as a plus size person is you just don't trust that people are being genuine or that people are not making fun of you. And that's been my problem and that's been my experience. I don't know when people are being genuine and it makes it really hard. I'm already not a very trusting person, which, like, rightfully so. Growing up, like, not many people were nice to me. So, I don't automatically just think people are being nice. I'm always like, why are you being nice? Like, when you had people calling you out your name your whole life and people kind of making your body your whole personality, like your body is literally the topic of discussion all the time, you don't know if people, like, are being genuine, if people actually like you, or if it's just like a facade, or like if they're just trying to be nice because they think it appeases you. You don't really know. Like, growing up, I never knew if boys really liked me or if boys were, like, trying to be funny. Let me just break it down. So, for one, most of the experiences I've had with men have been very weird. I've always had, and I should say boys, not men, tell me that, like, my friend betted me that I couldn't talk to you, or my friend betted me, or my friend told me to come over here. Like, it's always been weird like that. Like, my friend told me to come over here. And I always kind of was like, what does that mean? Did your friend bet you to come over here because I'm big and he thought it was funny? Or is it he thought you couldn't bag me? What was it that brought you over yonder? I never understood that. And that has always made me skeptical of men because it's just like, why does it have to be somebody asked you to come over here? Why didn't you just want to come over here? And that's always made me wary of men, like, trying to approach me because I don't know what your intentions are. I don't know why you're here and what do you want to do with me. And that makes me nervous. And I think that's why I don't have much to say about dating. I also feel like men don't approach me in public for real. Like, it hardly happens. And when it does, it's always something weird like that. Like, when men approach me, it's either weird or, like, I think I be having, like, I don't want to say imposter syndrome, but I just kind of be like, I don't know. I just don't be thinking they like me. And I think that's a problem too. And then when I think they do like me, they're always weird. And then there's always, like, a certain type of man that is coming up to me that actually has the audacity. And then it's always like, why are you the one with the audacity? You know, it's never like a decent looking man. I don't know. And then it's like, you niggas, and I hate to say you niggas because I'm trying to be proper, you niggas be having fetishes. And, like, I don't know if y'all know y'all have them, but the stuff y'all be saying is like, ding, 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 you have a fetish. Like, saying, I know that's juicy. I know you could cook. First of all, I can't even cook. Like, it just be like, do you know you have a fetish or do I have to tell you that? And I don't want to have to tell you that because I'm not going to be nice about it. And that's the thing too, I'm also not nice. I don't know, I've always had this shield up because I grew up fat, because people are always talking to me crazy. So, like, I'm not nice.
And like, I guess as a woman, they want you to be nice and feminine and submissive. And it's like, I have a wall up. So it's really hard for me to be nice. And niggas be wanting you to be nice. And I ain't got that in me yet. So more of the story is, y'all be asking me about dating as a plus size woman. I need to go to therapy. That's the more of the story. And probably a lot of us need to go to therapy because of all the trauma that being a fat kid has caused us. Like, when people are not nice to you for the majority of your life, it's kind of hard to date because it's hard for you to reciprocate, like, being nice, or like it's hard for you to be nice, or it's hard for you to think somebody genuinely likes you. It's really hard. So yeah, that's been my experience. I've been single for Lord knows. And at this point, until I find a genuine bone in somebody's body, that's what it will be. I'm not even in a rush. I'm not the dating pool is sorry as hell. These are the sorry batch of men God created. I'm sorry. It'd be bad out here until I find somebody that's not making me feel like they're a weirdo or a serial killer or they don't have a fetish. I'm really good. And that's why when y'all ask me about dating as a plus size woman, I have nothing to say because it's all bad things. It's all bad things. I don't have no exes. That's why I don't talk about it. Because they don't count. Yeah, because the experiences, there has been no experience dating for me as a plus size woman. Now, if you have had a different experience, because I do see, now let me say this, I do see plus size women getting loved out loud, getting married, all of that. That has not been my experience. But if you do have experience, let my ladies know down below so they have some type of hope. Because listen to me, you're not going to have no hope. So yeah, if you had a great experience dating as a plus size woman, please give the girls some tips. Some down below what your experience has been. But my experience has been nothing. It doesn't exist. The limit does not exist. So yeah. Now, if you don't want to be a weirdo, you know, come see about Big Mama. But if you're a weirdo, get back from me, Satan. Okay, and my final point, I just thought about this. I've also had friends that are plus size, and me personally have experienced this, where men, this goes back to my point that men don't approach me. They will stare at you, and you see them staring at you, and they will not approach you. They will stare at you, and it's like, I think men are embarrassed to talk to plus size women sometimes in public. Like, I see you staring at me. I see you, see me seeing you, and you still not gonna walk up and say that. I'm dang sure not gonna walk up to you. That's not how I was raised, okay? I'm not doing that. Very traditional. I ain't walking up to you, baby. I'm the prize. I know you niggas might have it mixed up these days and y'all think y'all the prize, but ain't know where I stand over here. So that be the problem too. Y'all don't approach us, but y'all want to stare. Like, I know what I look like. I know. I know what you staring at, but it's like, you're not gonna walk up to me, then we're just not gonna talk. I'm never that pressed. Never. But yeah, like I said, if you're not a weirdo, you know where to find me. You know where to find Big Mama. And if you is, get away from me, Satan. But yeah, like I said, let the girls know down below y'all experiences. This is a safe space. Don't come in here being fat phobic. Don't come in here with your opinions that don't matter if you not big. Don't come in here with that. Okay, we don't want to hear about it. All right, in the comments, we keeping it cute. We keeping it brief. Don't be mean. Okay, bye.
Actually getting fed up now. I was walking towards my car, like had my key and everything, and then this guy, I think he was trying to talk to me, so obviously I just ignored him and, you know, went into my car. And I was just thinking, wow, like, you're so brave in the rain. You're here in the rain and you're trying to chat to a girl that drives. Brave. Like, I couldn't do that personally. Anyway, now, as I'm turning on my engine, I see he's walking back, and I just had a feeling this guy was going to come and try talk to me for some reason. So as he's coming towards my car, I start to drive off. But he walks in front of my car, so I have to stop. And he comes to my window. I roll down and he says, "Oh, can I get a lift, please?" I said, "What?" He said, "Yeah, like down, can I get a lift down there?" I said, "To where?" He said, "The B&Q." I said, "I'm not from this area." And he said, "Yeah, to wherever you're going then." I said, "What? Wherever I'm going?" I genuinely feel like I like to help. And so, like, I was just trying to see if he was being genuine, like he really needed help. So I said, like, "How far is it?" Because I'm not from this area. He said, "Oh, about 10 minutes. I said, 10 minutes drive? I said, "No, sorry, I'm going that way." He said, "Oh, can I get your number then?" No, this is embarrassing. And not only is this embarrassing, it's insulting for me. Like, this isn't even a scrub. Like, you're not even sitting in the passenger side. You're outside the car. You're a sponge. It's, for me, I just find it insulting that you... Let me relax. Let me relax and go home.
Baby, when I say we are doomed and the bar's in hell, the bar is past hell. A man will literally say, "Oh my God, you're so beautiful. I don't know. I've never dated a woman like you before. I don't know what people will think." You never dated a woman with a big back and a gut?
So you'd rather date a man? Like, you'll be more comfortable dating a man? You're not worried about what people think about that? I'm confused.
Guys, one of the saddest things ever is the fact that when I was bigger and I would talk to guys, I would go on dating apps, whatever, Hinge, all of that stuff, I would literally talk to these men online for literally weeks at a time, trying to extend the period of time till we meet up. Because in my head I was thinking, oh yeah, give me like 3 weeks, give me 4 weeks, I will lose this weight and be like that bitch. Do you know what I'm saying? 10 out of 10 don't recommend. Like, honestly, it was so shit, because every time I was like, okay, I'm gonna like start this whole weight loss thing, by the time I actually meet this guy in person, he's gonna think, oh my god, she's so snatched, she's such an angel, she's so like good looking. It just never happened. Okay, I could never actually lose the weight until obviously I eventually lost the weight. But it was such a thing, like back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And you might be like, oh, why don't you just go on the date, like, you know, be yourself, love yourself, be confident. No, guys, the embarrassment was real. Like, I was just thinking in my head, like, when this man sees me, he's going to run for the hills. Okay, confidence level 0, delusional level 0, everything 0. Yeah, 0 out of 10 experience, don't recommend. Honestly, it was really, really sad. It was really sad. I weep for my old self. I weep.
If you got asked out as a joke in middle school for Oreo, you deserve financial reparations, because why am I 24 and still that's right there. I was out at a bar this weekend in Ireland. It's like small like community. We were the only Americans there. Everyone else was Irish. And I'm out with my friends and we're in a group, and then there's like a group of like Irish guys right over here. And we're talking, whatever, and they're giggling. And when there's like a group of like men laughing, obviously like kind of like I like stand up a little bit straighter. I'm like scared, whatever. But anyways, one of them comes up to me and like picks a flower off of like the tree thing and hands it to me. And all of his friends are like looking at him and like kind of laughing. And I like don't know how to react. So I'm just like, oh, like thank you. Cause I genuinely in that moment was like, he's making fun of me. He's making like it's a joke, because his friends were laughing. So that's what I was like assuming. And my friends were like, wait, that's so sweet. And I was like, no, like, I think he was making fun of me. He wasn't. And they're like, girl. And I was like, what? And they were like, no, I think he was trying to like say that he likes you and he was shy. And I was like, but his friends were laughing. I was like, yeah, if I watched one of my friends ask someone out, I would also laugh at them. And I was like, but I still was like fully convinced, like it was just like a joke. And then he did it again. He gave me another flower, and still I was like, no, he's like, this is a joke. Like he's doing this to make fun of me and laugh at me. And like my friends were like, are you okay? And I've been thinking about that since this weekend, and it's so sad. That's what my thought was, because like looking back, I don't think that was the guy. I think he was just like, he actually was just trying to flirt with me and trying to be sweet and was a little bit shy. But my immediate assumption was like, no, he's just making fun of me. I think if at 12 years old I had not gotten asked out as a joke on Oreo, this would not have happened. But whatever, we all need to learn and grow. And even though I am very comfortable with myself, I still don't always assume the best in people in regards to their opinions about my body. So, you know, we'll have work to do. Also, these are the flowers. I did, like, I put them in my pocket and they got a little crumbly, and then I felt bad, so I pressed them, which is why I remember to make this. So, yeah, I still don't know. Okay, this might be super niche content, but if anyone else grew up fat, is this something that you can relate to, or like, is it just me? So a couple of weeks ago, someone that I don't know very well did something really nice for me and thoughtful in a social setting. Like, it was a really small thing. And I was like, oh, why would he do that? And the only way that my brain could rationalize it was like, oh, he must fancy me, because why else would anyone do that? But at the same time, I knew that something in my logic wasn't making sense, and so I really thought about it. When I was thinking about it, I realised that I came to the conclusion that he must fancy me because straight men so often will just not give a fat woman the time of day to even be polite. Like, if you even... Today, I made eye contact with a man by accident because I just looked in his direction, and he was like, he looked away so quickly because he didn't want me to get the wrong idea, I guess. I don't know, maybe not, but like that happens to me a lot. So basically I realised that like I took an action that was like bare minimum polite as something much more because I received such a lack of respect from men because I'm fat.
A few days ago, I posted a video that went, not viral, but it got a lot of attention about fat girls can get hot guys too. And a lot of you have been asking, how did you guys meet? Where can I find one? And I love this question because our love story is super weird and like a movie. We were both on vacation with our families in the Dominican Republic. It was my last day and I was out at the pool bar and I met this like older couple and I loved them. I was like, you guys are the coolest. I wish I was part of your family. If you have any kids, I'm daughter-in-law material, okay? They went, oh, we have a son, you have to meet him. And they called him over and it was like slow motion. He like walked over with his rippling abs in the sunlight. We talked and hit it off right away. And he asked me on a date that night. It was my last day of vacation. And we laid it all out on the table, like, because I don't want to date for fun. Like, I want to date with intention and purpose. So I was like, okay, like, this is about me. Like, I'm a Christian. Like, these are the things I value. This is what I want in my life. I want a family. Like, don't waste your time, girls, on people who aren't in alignment with you. And he and I just hit it off. And the next morning when I was leaving to go home, right before my flight, we met on the beach and we were like, this just can't be a summer fling. Like, this has to be something more, right? So we exchanged numbers and we visited each other every weekend after that. And the rest is kind of history. We broke up a few times because of the distance and some other things. But then on Valentine's Day, I texted him and I was like, meet me on the Empire State Building on Valentine's Day if you love me, blah, blah, blah. And he didn't get my text in time, but like literally the day after, he's like, I would have shown up. And after that, we were inseparable and got married a couple months later. So, but the whole point of this is, ladies, if you are overweight, you can get a good looking guy. Don't ever let somebody tell you otherwise, because beauty is subjective. It's the eye of the beholder. So whoever is the right person for you is going to think you're gorgeous. And all I have been responding to people is the same things. Where can I find one? I haven't found anybody. Girl, become the person that the person you're looking for is looking for, if that makes sense. If you want a good guy, become a good girl. You want a good guy that takes care of himself, take care of yourself. Love yourself. Be confident. Have that vibrant personality, regardless if you're an introvert or extrovert, because personality makes people beautiful. There's been guys that have been butt ugly, and then you talk to them and you're like, oh my gosh, you're kind of cute. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's about personality and who you are as a person and how you love others and how you love yourselves. So I just encourage you, if you are a big girly like me, do not count yourself out of this game. You love yourself and the rest will follow. And be putting yourself out there, but don't be chasing. Don't be chasing men. They're supposed to chase you. And you're beautiful no matter what your parents have said about you, no matter what you say about you, no matter if you're 20 or you're 50 or you're 70, you deserve love too. And do not count yourself out of the game, because there is somebody for everybody, okay? There is somebody for you. There is a right person for you. And if they treat you like crap, they're not for you. You deserve the best. Love yourself, hold that standard with yourself, and then you'll find somebody that loves you to the same degree and even more. And that's what you deserve. You deserve all the love in the world. And you're beautiful.
They know how you look like, honey. They know you got rolls. They know you got a belly. So I don't know which big, fluffy, chubby, curvy girl needs to hear this, but you don't have to decrease in size for someone else to choose you, for someone else to find you attractive. And it doesn't matter if that someone else is conventionally very, very attractive. I'm saying this because I recently caught myself in this situation where someone that is indeed conventionally very attractive was trying to approach me, or is like trying to see me, and I was asking myself, like, why? And I'm not saying this in a degrading way towards me, or because I think I'm not beautiful or whatever. I think it was just my inner teen being triggered, that someone that literally looks like a potential high school bully back then sees me and finds me attractive. if you get what I'm saying. And yeah, the problem is that I caught myself having a harder time being vulnerable with that person because, again, like my inner teen was struggling to comprehend that someone that is this conventionally attractive is seeing you and seeing beauty in every inch of your body, and that means in every insecurity you have. So it's like, is this some kind of like, because yeah, for the longest time I believed I had to look a certain way to attract certain people, and I know that comes from me growing up in a predominantly white area, but still that does a lot to you. Even though I've been on this self-love and healing journey for the longest time, I got triggered, I have to admit. And I also talked about this with the person, and I'm being more vulnerable now, even though I usually don't have a hard time to be vulnerable with people. But for some reason I was just like, it's like I'm hearing you, calling me all these things, beautiful, gorgeous from head to toe. But it's like, a part of me is still like, are you sure about that? Are you sure about, like, maybe I still have to hide this part a little bit, even though, yeah, child, they know how you look like. Like, it didn't make any sense, but still a part of me was like, oh, maybe if they see this part, maybe they won't like you anymore. Maybe they overlooked something. They must have overlooked something for them to be here. But no, they chose you for a reason. So yeah, whoever this reaches, please don't let society's beauty standards, whatever, let you miss out on beautiful things, beautiful people in life, because you are worth it regardless. You are worthy to be chosen, and you will be chosen, and you don't have to do anything in order for that to happen. Just be yourself, like, be your authentic self, and you will attract the right people that are supposed to be in your life. I keep on saying this, and I live by that, and it's literally manifesting in my life. So don't be too hard on yourself. You are worth it to be chosen.
I think the corniest way to try to bag me is to bring up my weight in the first 3 seconds. And that's something that's been happening to me lately more than ever, where a guy will come up to me, usually on the train or like when I'm walking outside, and be like, to some effect, this line: oh, usually guys go for the skinny girls, but I love a girl with a thicker girl, blah, blah. Like, they think I'm about to fall for that shit. No. And part of the reason why they think I'm going to fall for it is because they know a lot of bigger girls probably don't get that attention. A lot of guys go for the skinnier girls. Like, they think that we just might feel like we're less desired. I'm just not the girl that feels that way. You know what I mean? I think everybody wants me. And usually I be right. So while this is my plea to the plus size girls who might be more insecure, don't fall for no shit like that. Don't ever. If a guy has to use your body as the first line to try to bag you, no. It doesn't even have to just be a guy. Don't fall for that with anybody. And I've said this before, I'm one of the flirtiest people in the world, but I can't go for that. That's not going to make me want to flirt. That's going to make me want to puke. Because I know you don't say that to nobody else. Even the skinny girl with the banging body, you probably don't approach her under the guise of just her body, because you know that people desire her because she's smaller. So don't come at me with that shit. It's not going to work. That's corny. And I don't even date men anyways, but I do like a little flirt. I like a little banter. You're not going to get it with me with that.
So there you have it, guys. I don't understand what these women were expecting, genuinely. I don't understand what they were expecting. As a man, right, who is actually attracted to women that have a bit more meat on their bones, there's a limit. Right, I'm attracted to women that have a nice body type. Don't get me wrong. As an African guy, I am not attracted to really skinny women, like, you know, like the typical Western beauty standard, the skinny, straight, blonde, blue eyes, you know, like a stick. I'm not attracted to that. I do prefer women that have like slim, thick, but there's a limit, right? But this idea that a lot of women, I don't know who tells women this thing, that it doesn't matter if you're really big. There's a lot of men out there waiting for you. I don't understand that. And I also don't understand why some women who are very big try to moralize dating. And I've noticed that women only do this moralization, quote unquote, when it benefits them. You know, when they are the ones on the losing side, now they want to speak from a moral standpoint. But the funny thing is that Most fat women, most plus-sized women are not even attracted to plus-sized men. That is the crazy thing, right? Most plus-sized women are not even attracted to plus-sized men. There was an article I saw, I think, towards the end of last year, of plus-sized women talking about why they themselves are not even attracted to plus-sized men. So these women that you see on the screen, right, or you saw on the screen, they are not even attracted to plus-sized men, but they expect men that are not plus-sized to find them attractive. And to me, that's weird. I find that very weird. I find that very hypocritical, to be very honest with you, because it's like, you wouldn't even date your type. You wouldn't date the male equivalent of you, yet you come on TikTok and you come on social media and you have a whole hashtags and you have story times of how men are terrible people because they just don't find you attractive. Men are allowed to also have their standards. Men are allowed to not be attracted to you, just like you are not attracted to every single man as well, right? I think it's fair. I think it's very fair. I mean, if you want to have a wider range of men, especially top quality men in the dating market, you have to lose the weight. This is not rocket science. Most successful men, if not all, because, I have to keep a margin of error because you cannot say all, but every successful man I've seen, their wives, their girlfriends, their fiancés, their side chicks are all in shape, in good shape or in decent shape. So I don't understand why these plus size women are acting like it's such a it's a watershed moment for them, And one of their talking points is, it's easy to get a man. Yeah, it's easy to get a man, except the man you want. That's one thing women always say. Oh, I can get a man. I can get any man. Yeah, sure, great. You can get a man. But is it the man you want? That's where the issue comes in. Yes, every woman can get a man. You're a woman. You're going to get something. But one thing women seem to struggle to understand is that just like you have different categories of women, you also have different categories of men. There are certain men you can't get unless you look a certain way. But I also noticed that a lot of women, in order to protect their ego, they will start coming up with all sort of things. Oh, girl, you're not missing out on much. Yes, you are. How can you know what women are not missing? How can you as a woman tell other women what they're not missing out, what they are not missing out on when you yourself have never experienced it? It's a defense mechanism that women put on one another, right? And I know I'm deviating a little bit, but this is the truth. I've seen this happen. A woman that doesn't qualify to have access to certain groups of men, to protect their ego, instead of them to say, hey, listen, I don't qualify for it, they'll say, oh, but men are not worth it anyway. They all cheat anyway. It's always the center of, it's from ego protection. That's all it is. Especially for big women. Because if you go to the comment section of really big women, the people you're going to see in there are other women. They're other women. It's other big women hyping them up. And sometimes you see women that are not big telling them that they are perfect the way they are. And the woman that's telling them that they are perfect the way they are, she's in shape. And it's the funniest shit. It's the funniest thing, bro. I saw one video of this woman talking about how she's big, beautiful. She was really big. And then there was this lady that caught my attention. She was calling her man, she's such a baddie. And the girl calling this woman a baddie, she wasn't shit. In fact, all her video was her in the gym, bro. Running on the treadmill, doing push-ups, lifting weights. I'm like, this is a lie. This woman is capping to you, man. She's calling you a baddie because she's competing. You're not competition. And I say this to women all the time. If you are a heterosexual woman, you care what men think. Simple. You care what men think. Because a lot of women, I've noticed that the women that are not successful in dating, the women that are not successful with men, one thing they like to do is, I don't care what men think. Yeah, you don't care what men think because you're not successful. You're not attractive enough. I'm sorry to say. Because you're not successful with it. Because that's one thing people need to understand. Especially with women. Women don't like to take L's. One thing I've noticed with women is this: a woman would before she will admit that she lost or she doesn't qualify for anything, she will create all sorts of theories before she even takes that. She might still not take that L. She will create all sort of excuses, bro, before she takes that L. Oh man, dating is just horrible. No, dating is horrible for you. You know, men ain't shit. No, the men you want or the men you like ain't shit. It's a personal stuff. It's a personal issue. It's yours. Own it. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it.